Hi there, welcome to the Fierce Factor podcast. I'm your host, Kaylee Lindholm. And I think it's time for us women to shift the conversation in business and step into our feminine leadership to do the most iconic work the aesthetic industry has ever seen. Each week, I'll be bringing a powerful dose of strategy, sarcasm, solutions, and sass that will rev up your creativity and ignite your brilliance as you link arms with me along our shared path of personal and professional growth in 20 minutes or less. Let's go. Hello, leader. Welcome back to the Fierce Factor podcast. It's Kaylee here, and you are tuning in to another summer unscripted episode, which I think we're just going to kind of keep the flow of these for a while into the fall. So I'll stop saying that now. So good to have you here for episode number 174. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that a lot of people want to touch on, but sort of are over at the same time. And that is about our economy. I don't want to talk about a recession. I don't want to talk about scare tactics and fear mongering and all of that. What I want to talk about today is for you who is a Fierce Factor listener and is not the type that's going to run away with the tail between your legs, but you are like, hey, Kaylee, I want to capitalize on opportunity in any season. And as we are heading into evidence of a constricting economy, things have changed. How do I continue to expand? So we're going to talk today about expanding in a constricting economy. And here's the deal. Things have been really good for a while in aesthetics. Coming off of the pandemic, it's sort of been like a sprint and a marathon, I would say. A marathon of short sprints for a lot of people in terms of regaining footing, preparing for the next stage of growth, recapitalizing on new opportunities. In a lot of ways, really thinking about what do I want? What do I really want for this next phase? And as many of our clients and perhaps you too have come to a place in your business where things are going really well, maybe growing organically, have a really great, successful business. Your team may be fantastic. You may be building. Things are looking good, but you're starting to think about what does this mean for me? And what does this mean in terms of the way I need to show up and prepare my business as a leader for this new economy that's emerging? And so I want to talk to you about 5 strategies that you can implement, or 5 things to really just be thinking about as you are approaching this next stage of growth. Things are going to be very different. First of all, in terms of as we talk about recession and downturn and economy constricting, I want you to really think about, let's just sort of set the reality that business is not linear. It's seasonal. Human beings are seasonal. Our emotions, the way we show up in our business, our ability to go full throttle, our energy, and then needing to replenish and nourish ourselves as well. So let's just sort of put that out there, because regardless of the season coming up, the goal here for all of us should be to build a business that can truly withstand seasons. And I don't mean not have a season of plateau or don't have a season of rebuilding or a season of, we're down a little bit this quarter and we'll pick up next quarter. That's going to happen. It's not always going to be linear, particularly following a period of rapid growth. First off, I would say, let's just put that out there and give ourselves space to accept that fact. But how do we really look at now where we are in a way where we can get excited and figure out where to focus our efforts so that we're optimizing opportunities going into the future? So I want to talk about that today. Number 1 is to reorient around your mission. This is my question to you when it comes to discerning how to answer a lot of problems. So who do I hire? What company do I work with? What partner do I go with? What kind of lease do I sign? What building do I buy? I really think that there are times that call for us to really think about what we are out to accomplish in the world, reorienting around the mission that we're on. And a lot of times when we start to see things tighten up, usually it's reactively, like we're seeing more cancellations or patients are getting a little bit more discerning about their budgets or not wanting to invest in as long-term care plans or not wanting to make the big bulk investment, right? we're seeing certain sort of trends, maybe depending on your type of business. And then we may have this reactive response to discount, to market in a different way, to want to pivot in a way that could actually be damaging to our business in the long term. So, for example, if your mission is to serve women and men at a certain level or empower people or women to be more confident in their own skin, discounting your services is not showing them that you should be empowered and show up and invest in yourself at the utmost level and you deserve the best results. And so I think there's just like this fine line of thinking about what are we out to achieve and how are we showing up in the world. Part of reorienting around your mission is really thinking about your who within your team, who outside of your team, who within your ecosystem. I've talked in the past about the analogy about your ecosystem being a pool. If you could only invite 10 people into your pool, who would they be? And how discerning would you be? We think our ecosystem is just a hodgepodge of all the people that we want and our friends and our friends of friends. And at the end of the day, our decisions are really determined by the influences that are around us on a day-to-day basis. So who are those people? What is it? Our patients, our clients, our vendors, our team. Think about back to that analogy of the 10 people in your pool. You wouldn't let someone come in your pool who was going to be mean to you, who was going to pee in your pool, who was going to say, I would dip my toe in the pool, but I don't like the temperature. So you need to change the temperature, or I don't like the hardscape, right? Like that's your pool. And you could pick 10 people in the world. They're going to love your pool. They're going to love being with you. They're probably going to bring you a floaty to float on. They're going to make your life better and easier, not make you feel like you have to change for them or that you are unworthy or inadequate, right? They're going to fuel you and energize you and support you and uplift you. And then finally, to this mission piece is aligning with a circle of people and support and with strategic thinkers who can help you see the bigger picture. Sometimes people will say things to me like, I just can't see the forest through the trees, or of a similar analogy. And I feel like I get like that at times, and I turn to the people who know me and know what my bigger vision is, can help remind me where I'm going and what I've accomplished and what version of Kaylee and what mindset I need, what state I need to put myself in to get myself up to that penthouse level or to out of the weeds or outside of the forest so I can see where I need to go through the trees. Too many analogies, but essentially that's the idea. So number one, reorient around your mission. Strategy number two is to elevate your most valuable buyer. So what I mean by that is if we're looking at the bulk of our business, who are those top 20% that are driving 80% of the impact? That classic Pareto or 80-20 principle, we know that the top 20% are actually producing the most. And so bringing us the highest amount of revenue in our business. They're typically the most profitable. They're the most enjoyable to be around. So who are those top 20%? And how do we elevate our clientele so we're target marketing to more of those clients? For example, you might eliminate the bottom 20% of services as a la carte offers. So your little onesie twosie stuff, maybe for you, it's a dermaplaning. Usually there's like some little services that you have that are low impact, low revenue producing. It could even just be some basic facial. It could be some products that are not selling. What are some of the things that you have on your menu of services that are not producing for you? Maybe you could still offer those, but only available to your membership clients or in conjunction with other packages. Remember that it takes the entire operation to service your book of business. So you want to elevate your cost per treatment and your per patient value. And so one really great way to do this is to, instead of focusing so much on high, which we definitely want to do, we can eliminate the bottom and then raise the rest to the top. Number three is protect your cash flow. So a lot of times I'm like this, like if I could save $50 by buying 20 of something, I'll buy 20, right? And spend 20 times as much because I want the best value. But what we don't want to do in a time of a constricting economy is overstock on inventory and compromise our cash flow, because we want to have that to invest in the right things in the smart way. And I'm going to talk about what some of those things are in a little bit. But, your rep's probably going to come and be like, buy a big case of this or bulk of that. unless you have a strategy to sell through, I would hold off on that. And I would really just pay as you go when you're talking about moving into a constricting economy. You know your business the best. So again, this is like between you and your business strategy and what you need. But just to be thinking about where's the best way, if I have a certain amount of cash right now, for me to be spending that, do I have enough reserve to make sure that I can continue to invest in my team? Number 4 is to offer new or complementary revenue streams that match your market and clientele. This is where you're probably thinking more about, rather than trying to diversify all across small offers, big offers, all of that, thinking about how can I provide more services to my most valuable customer and continue to keep them coming back and spending more with me versus where they're going to already go and spend somewhere else. So you might be thinking more about combination therapies or locking in or capitalizing on patients who do want long-term care plans. So you might be getting them on loyalty programs now or talking to them about the bigger picture for the year. Here's how we can budget or plan versus discounting, just really having a open and communicative conversation with them about what they're coming to you for, what results they're looking to achieve, and how you can help them achieve those goals on their timeline and budget. And finally, strategy number 5, and the most important strategy I want to talk to you about today, is double down on your team. And by that, I mean resetting the vision, circling back with your team and helping them see that they're a big part of where you're going, showing up with confidence and clarity and conviction around your mission, getting them excited about the future, investing in training on all sides of the business, but most importantly on your business team, where they can show up and be a lot savvier about the strategic decisions that need to be made inside the business. Ultimately, what you don't want to be doing right now is using your time to manage the existing operations. We want to free you up to be using your brain and potentially as a service provider, your hands, right? If need be, to make more money versus spending your time just dilly-dallying inside of the business and micromanaging things. And so it's really important to be thinking about saving time for you as the leader of the business and spending money. So save time and spend money wisely, not frivolously, but spending money strategically and wisely, particularly on sharpening up your team, helping them become more invested in the strategy, developing loyalty and trust with the people so that your foundation is strong. You can continue to offer a high level of service and world-class care to your patients, and you have a level of trust and consistency between your team and your clients as well. Managing and leading a successful practice is no joke, particularly in the midst of complex economic conditions. And while many businesses in our industry rode that post-pandemic wave to success, not many of them took the time to build the infrastructure to continue to thrive in a contracting economy. And so today's climate really calls for you to work smarter and not harder. And that means doubling down on the investments that will generate exponential ROI for your company in any kind of market. And what I mean by that is really doubling down on your team. The problem is that you as a business owner, you're already bogged down with setting the vision, defining strategy, working on the business, and for many of you inside the business. So taking the time right now to take months off for formal business training, leadership guidance, or personal development isn't in the cards, right? For you or the manager of your business. Those strategies need to be practical and tactical and ready to apply and integrate into the business immediately. And so if you want to build a multi-million-dollar empire that's swift enough to notice blind spots before they become issues, I have a resource for you I want to share with you today. I want to talk to you about our Practice Manager Certification Program. This is really special because it was designed by practice managers of multi-seven-figure aesthetic and wellness businesses. This isn't just some off-the-shelf business strategy, business building in a book. This is actual practical, tactical knowledge. We have taken our business brilliance to the next level to tap into the practical and tactical tools that your manager needs to take your business to the next level. So we're talking about leadership, systems, analytics, internal numbers and trends, front desk oversight, staff support, and advanced training strategies. So I could not be more proud to bring to the market this certified aesthetic practice leader fast track. I will tell you, as a former practice manager, I would have paid tens of thousands of dollars for this kind of training to shorten the learning curve of this nuanced role. It truly is a special, important, critical role to your business. For me to have been able to best support my business partner to effectively implement systems, manage the team, and crush the sales and marketing game, I would have paid tens of thousands of dollars for this resource. And now we have it for you for a measly fraction of that price, because I believe that every practice manager deserves the support, training, resources, and tools to excel and thrive in his or her job. So I have a special offer for you. You can head to the show notes or go ahead and head to our practice manager fast track page. I'll actually link it up, klcconsultants.com/practice manager. And between now and August 21st, we have a special offer for some additional one-on-one coaching in combination with that program. We are going to be raising the price of the program. We've made some really incredible modifications and additions to this program. It's super, super high value, high touch, high impact. So don't wait, jump in on that. And I hope to see you in there. Okay, leader, I hope this has been helpful and has inspired you to tighten up your strategy and to bring as much certainty as possible into your business in the face of uncharted territory. You got this. Thank you for tuning in this week, and I will talk to you same place, same time next week. Bye-bye. Wait, before you go, if you're vibing with this conversation and want to join me on my mission to help 1,000 inspiring and intentional women cross the next $1 million milestone in their business this year, or maybe you want to become one of them, head over to Facebook and join our free community, the Fierce Factor Society. Over there, we are taking this conversation to an elevated level. Get access to resource guides, podcast supplements, and guideposts, direct communication with me and my expert team, and of course, a society of fierce women making big moves and disrupting the status quo in aesthetics and wellness. You can link directly through the show notes or head to Facebook and search up the Fierce Factor Society. See you there, goddess.